Welcome to Malakhem Studio. If you spend enough time studying the esoteric, specifically the Solomonic and Enochian grimoires, you quickly realize that magic is not about vague intentions or wishful thinking. It is an architecture. It requires a highly structured symbolic framework, and more importantly, it requires a physical anchor. In the late 16th century, Dr. John Dee and Edward Kelly received a staggeringly complex system of magic. The Enochian system is essentially a macrocosmic grid, but to operate within that grid, Dee and Kelly were instructed to create specific physical implements. Paper fades, wood warps, and burns. So at Malakhem Studio, I etched these foundation tools into raw slate. It is heavy, it is permanent, and it grounds the workspace with absolute precision. Today we're going to walk through the core implements of the Enochian system, what they represent historically, and how they function as the architecture of the operation. We start at the center of the table, the Sigillum de Aemeth, or the seal of God's truth. Historically, this is not exclusively an Enochian invention. Variations of it existed in older grimoires like the Sworn Book of Honorius, but the version Dee received is uniquely complex. It is composed of heptagons, heptagrams, and interlaced divine names derived from complex mathematical grids. In practice, this is the ultimate foundation. It sits in the center of the holy table, and smaller versions sit beneath the legs of the table itself. It isolates and consecrates the space. Surrounding the sigillum on the table are the ensigns of creation. These are the seven that represent the seven spheres of planetary forces of creation. Traditionally, these were supposed to be engraved in tin. But in a modern practical application, having them etched uniformly in slate provides a cohesive, unbreakable boundary around your central scrying medium. They act as a localized planetary grid supporting the larger universal mechanics. The Lamen and the round table of Nalvage. Next is the Lamen. While the Sigillum and the ensigns anchor the table, the Lamen anchors the operator. In the Dee diaries, the Lamen is worn on the breast. It is your badge of authority. It is an asymmetrical, almost chaotic-looking collection of letters and geometric lines. But within a psychological and ritual framework, wearing it signifies that you are stepping out of your mundane identity and aligning yourself with the authority of the system. You are not approaching the grid as an ordinary person. You are approaching it as an authorized operator. Alongside these personal and table implements, we have specific communicatory tools like the round table of Nalvage. Received from the entity Nalvage, this circular tablet is divided into 4 quadrants representing the choir of angels and the continents of the earth. It is a highly specific directional tool, utilized to orient the operator toward different sectors of the Enochian hierarchy. Etched in slate, the concentric circles and grid work become incredibly sharp and impossible to misread in low candlelight. The macrocosm, the Watchtowers, and the Great Table. This brings us to the core engine of the entire system, the elemental Watchtowers and the Great Table. At the Sigillum and Lamen are the hardware, the Great Table is the operating system. It is a massive grid of letters divided into 4 quadrants. The Watchtower of the east for air, the west for water, the north for earth, and the south for fire. These 4 towers are bound together by the Black Cross, also known as the Tablet of Union. This is the macrocosm. From these grids, operators extract the holy names governing the elements, the angels of the subquadrants, and the forces of the ethers. If your grid is flawed, your operation is compromised. I produce these as massive 12 by 10-inch slate altar pieces. When you are doing this work, you need a high-contrast, visually flawless framework to stare into. You cannot be squinting at a smeared piece of paper when you are trying to hold a complex visualization. These watchtowers are the physical anchors of your temple. They are severe. They are heavy. and they represent the uncompromising nature of the work itself. The slate demands respect, and it forces you to treat your ritual space not as a hobbyist desk, but as a working laboratory. Let me be clear about something. You can buy the most meticulously crafted tools in the world. You can set up an aesthetically perfect temple, but none of that guarantees results. There is no destiny here, and these objects do not possess a mind of their own. They are symbolic frameworks. They are psychological triggers. The artifact provides the exact architectural blueprint. The execution, the focus, and the outcome rest entirely on your discipline. If you lack focus, or if you're using the system as an escape from your actual life, a $200 piece of etched slate will not save you. But if you are serious, if you understand the value of aligning your physical environment with your mental focus, then these tools will serve you for a lifetime. All the implements discussed today are cut to order at Malakhem Studio. You can find the links to the Etsy shop in the description below. Because these are created on natural stone, each piece has its own unique mineral lines and edge wear. I don't rush the work, and I don't ship anything I wouldn't use in my own space. And if you're looking for audio frameworks to accompany your operations, the darkwave track playing underneath this video is my own original music, produced under the name DJ Drakniel. I will drop a link to the full soundtrack below, as well as the link to the Enochian soundtrack that can be used during your operations or for meditation purposes. Focus your intent, secure your anchors. I will see you in the next video.